I have recently finished an AWS course. The final project in that course was to implement a simple single-page application, a voting app that it's pretty much two websites, and you have two candidates on the first website where you can give your vote to candidate A or B. You can vote many times, and basically the ratio is dynamically rendered on another web page, which is the results. So the first static website hosted on S3 Bucket is just a voting application itself. It's a single page application. And the second one is the results. The results are constantly rendered based on the number of votes you have given respectively to candidate A or B. Now I'd like to show you that this seemingly simple application is actually pretty complex, and it has a bunch of AWS cloud components. Of course it could be simpler, but let me show you quickly what the actual architecture looks like. This is what the actual architecture looks like. This is my entire project hosted on GitHub. So as you can see, the voting front end is hosted on S3 static website hosting. The second one, results, is also hosted on S3 website hosting. Whenever I send a vote for candidate A or B, a post request is generated on click, and it travels through API gateway. API gateway in turn redirects it to a Lambda backend function, voting backend. This in turn sends the request further through SNS to SQS. SQS generates automatic message that goes through a Python script that is hosted on EC2. And this script puts the actual value A or B into a DynamoDB table. DynamoDB table has one table that just hosts the number of votes for candidate A or B. It looks like this. So the result front end function itself constantly triggers a GET request that goes through API gateway to result backend lambda. Result backend lambda in turn gets item from DynamoDB table and automatically sends it back to result front end. Result front end generates a GET request every 3 seconds or so, and it constantly polling the DynamoDB table through API gateway and result backend lambda. As additional challenge, I put CloudFront in front of both of the websites to make sure it's only accessible through CloudFront, and it serves the content faster based on your location. Like I said, it took me about freaking 3 weeks to actually do this, because this is my first sort of serious project. Something really serious that I have done involving so many AWS components. I was struggling with pretty much every single one of those components, and you have no idea how many little details there are. In the next video, I'm gonna go through each of these components and describe briefly what errors I had to debug, what mistakes I made, and I'm also gonna do the Terraform CloudFormation Cloud Development Kit version so that you can try to deploy it on your own account. Thank you and bye.